Common misconceptions about the Qur'an and the Bible. Religious texts like the Qur'an and the Bible hold profound significance for billions of people worldwide, shaping spiritual beliefs, moral frameworks, and cultural identities. However, these scriptures are often misunderstood, leading to misconceptions that fuel prejudice, miscommunication, and unnecessary conflict. Let's explore common misconceptions about the Qur'an and the Bible, analyzing their origins and offering insights into the true essence. Misconceptions about the Qur'an. One of the most widespread misconceptions about the Qur'an is that it endorses violence. Verses like, "Fight those who do not believe in Allah," Surah At-Tawbah 9:29, are frequently quoted out of context to support this narrative. However, these verses are part of specific historical contexts, often addressing conflicts during the time of Prophet Muhammad, PBUH. "Fight in the cause of Allah those who fight you, but do not transgress limits, for Allah does not love transgressors." The Quran encourages defense against oppression while urging restraint, forgiveness, and reconciliation whenever possible. Misinterpreting selective verses overlooks the Quran's overarching message of compassion and justice. Another prevalent misconception is that the Quran views women as inferior to men. Critics often cite verses about inheritance, testimony, or modesty to claim that Islam diminishes women's rights. However, these interpretations fail to consider the historical context. The Quran explicitly states, "And women shall have rights similar to the rights against them, according to what is equitable," Surah Al-Baqarah 2-228. Far from degrading women, the Quran establishes principles of equality, dignity, and mutual respect. Some believe the Quran is only relevant to Arabs because it was revealed in Arabic. While the Quran's original text is in Arabic, its message is universal. Islam emphasizes that all humans are equal before God, regardless of language or ethnicity. And we have certainly made the Quran easy for remembrance, so is there any who will remember? Surah Al-Qamar 54-17. Translations and interpretations enable people of all languages to access its teachings. Misconceptions about the Bible. Many people mistakenly view the Bible as a single, cohesive book. In reality, it is a collection of texts written by different authors over centuries. The Bible consists of two main parts: the Old Testament, shared by Judaism and Christianity, and the New Testament, which focuses on the life and teachings of Jesus Christ. These diverse authors, historical contexts, and literary styles contribute to the richness of the Bible but also lead to varying interpretations. Critics often point to verses in the Bible that mention slavery or harsh punishments, claiming that Christianity supports such practices. However, these verses often reflect the social norms of ancient societies rather than divine endorsement. For example, while slavery is mentioned in the Bible, it also includes principles promoting justice and humane treatment, such as in Colossians chapter 4 verse 1, "Masters, provide your slaves with what is right and fair, because you know that you also have a master in heaven." The Bible's overarching message emphasizes love, compassion, and liberation, as seen in Galatians chapter 3 verse 28. "There is neither Jew nor Gentile, neither slave nor free, nor is there male and female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus." A common misconception is that Christians must accept every word of the Bible literally and without question. While some denominations emphasize literal interpretation, others encourage critical analysis and contextual understanding. For instance, parables and metaphors in the Bible often convey spiritual truths rather than historical or scientific facts. The story of creation in Genesis is a key example. Some interpret it literally, while others see it as a symbolic narrative about humanity's relationship with God. Misconceptions shared between the Quran and the Bible. 1. Both scriptures are purely literal. A shared misconception is that every verse in the Quran and the Bible must be interpreted literally. Both texts contain parables, allegories, and symbolic language designed to convey deeper spiritual truths. Misunderstanding these elements can lead to overly rigid interpretations that ignore the richness and nuance of these scriptures. 2. Both promote exclusivity and intolerance. Critics often accuse the Quran and the Bible of fostering exclusivity by claiming their respective faiths are the only true paths to God. While both scriptures emphasize the importance of their messages, they also advocate coexistence and compassion. There shall be no compulsion in acceptance of the religion, Surah Al-Baqarah 2-256. Love your neighbor as yourself, Mark chapter 12 verse 31. Both texts encourage followers to treat others with respect and dignity, regardless of differing beliefs. Origins of misconceptions. 1. Misinterpretation and contextual ignorance. Many misconceptions arise from reading verses in isolation without understanding their historical, cultural, or literary context. Both the Quran and the Bible address specific audiences and situations, which can lead to misunderstandings when applied universally. 2. Media and misinformation. Popular media often perpetuates stereotypes about religious texts, emphasizing controversial verses while ignoring broader themes of love, justice, and mercy. 3. Religious polarization. Interfaith conflicts and sectarianism can amplify misconceptions as followers of one faith misrepresent the teachings of another to justify their own beliefs. Conclusion. Misconceptions about the Quran and the Bible often stem from selective reading, lack of context, and cultural biases. By fostering a deeper understanding of these scriptures, we can challenge stereotypes and build bridges between diverse faith communities. Both texts, despite their differences, offer profound insights into the human experience and a shared call for justice, compassion, and devotion to God. To truly appreciate the Quran and the Bible, we must approach them with open minds, seeking knowledge rather than division. In doing so, we honor their rich legacies and the faith of billions who draw inspiration from their sacred words.